that stays there. I'm going to use this iPad to, obviously, to read messages that you guys come up with. So. Waiting for some people to log on. We're going to talk about the update kits, nodder sales, trying to clean out some parts room. Put my glasses back on. Forgive the bounciness. I'm trying to set up an iPad to hold, so we're going to talk about the IH update kit. This. Whoa. Okay, we're going to install one of these tonight. Again. Let's get everything set up. Spacers there, that's for sure. So waiting for more people to log on. We'll get started. We're going to talk about the nodder sales we got going on. So, yes, sir. Well, kind of a cloth screen shirt. I don't know where I got it from, but I got it somewhere. Rachel, if I can get an Allen wrench for these. Here, take one with you. So we're going to putting one of those nodder update kits on this IH nodder. You can see the old tension plate here and the old one blade razor blade knife. I took this off of parts Baler. That's what I deal with a lot. People have got questions about how that kit goes on. We're going to do this a little later. We'll talk about the nodder sales. This is an early IH nodder. This would be off a 45, 46, 37, 47, 56, 57, 55. The casting's a little different right here. That's why we did the slotted holes on the bracket, so you can change that in and out, because some of these castings are a little bit different on the ends, but basically the same nodder style. This one has the double nut tapered lock gear fit. This allows the twine disc to be changed the timing. On your early balers don't have that, so in order to change the timing on this disc, you got to put shims on the bottom or the top of this worm gear to move it just a little bit and get a precise adjustment. Need a separate table, so I set that iPad on it. We're talking about our John Deere nodder halves. We have completes. We have just the frame itself with all the parts out of it. This will fit a 14T all the way up to a 347, 24T, 214. The heavy duty nodders that came on the early 14Ts, do have a few of those. If they, you guys get a hold of me tonight, I will let those go for the same price as these ones here. And they're just a heavier casting.
I had the first number wrong. It's 1/8, not 3.
So, okay. Can I get another table, please, set up so it stops this bouncing with the camera?
I'm trying to think if I can move something before going downstairs.
I doubt it. Let's give us a minute here, guys. We're getting set up. I'm reading comments. They're coming up on here so I can read them because I can't get them on display. I'm doing this live. Let's see here. How do I show that? Still trying to figure this out. I guess the chats will come up when they come up. Not sure how that works. I don't know how to get the chat up on this, Rachel. Show me again. This is why I work on Balers, guys. If anybody's got any questions, go ahead and ask. This is our Baler phones, guys. Just a simple cell phone. It leads to a bunch of them. As you can see, that picture on there, that's R&S Ag Service. That's our Super 77. Put that off there. You can see. That's our logo now. So if you guys text me, the phone number in the description, I'll try to answer your texts on there as well. Like I said, this is an IH nodder half, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to do an install of an update kit. So this thing's still flopping all over, Rachel. We're still getting set up here. We're trying a different area inside. Moving it a little back. Rachel's trying to experiment here.
Can't say what I was just going to say.
You're going to have to put a board or something through there.
Okay.
She's working on it. Nodder halves are on sale, guys. 14T all the way up to the 347. Now the 8 Series Balers have the cap. The nodder shaft's a 1/4 inch bigger. So Rachel's moving me up. That's not going to work. Let's put her up against the. It's blurry. I think that'll work. I don't know. I can't see anything now. Well, I guess that works. So, these John Deere nodder halves, if you want the bare frame, they're obviously cheaper. They'll be like $400 for just the frame, no parts in it. To get ones with the bill hooks, everything, and they're tested, ready to go. We're doing a sale right now. Free shipping in the U.S. is going to be $600 with free shipping. They're usually like $850. We're cleaning out my parts room. I didn't realize I had that many nodder halves. So when we're moving some tin work, I don't know how they got buried, but we got a bunch of these nodders, so good ones. If you want just the frame, you know, be $400 just for that casting piece.
Can they
No
hear
guts
you?
in it. I don't think so.
Can you hear them over the salamander? They haven't. It's a delay.
Oh, okay. Aaron, can you hear me over the salamander, I guess?
Yes. Okay.
Fine.
I don't want them freezing out here.
Well, I'll be fine. I got enough fluff on me anyways. So,
You have a.
my favorite, penetrating oil,
Okay, you have a little bit.
free all. Good stuff.
Not sponsored.
We're not sponsored by them. Just a really good product.
Okay. Let me know.
Okay, any questions? We have the nodder update kits, still free shipping on those guys. We're trying to push Rachel to keep it up till the end of this week. So I don't know how I'm gonna win on that one, but I'm trying. So tension plates, the updated knife, the new stud kit, and obviously our flange nut, and lots of these little spacers and washers. You guys can probably see in the video. Set these right here. Just waiting for a few more people to log on. If anybody's got any questions, remember in the description is this phone number's in there. You can text it. Video call isn't going to work because by the time you guys get the delay through, and I'm talking to you, just text through here if you can, or after the video's over, you can contact me if you have questions. Any other used parts you guys need? We're going to do some free shipping on like the pickup bands, stuff like that. That's kind of oddball. Small gear sprockets, if you guys need any of that stuff. Like I said, I'm trying to clean that parts room out. I'm about a quarter of the way there. I didn't realize how much stuff I collected over the years. Collected a lot from my dad. It's actually my dad's old place. I guess it used to be where they milked the cows. We had like 4 or 5 cows. It wasn't like a dairy farm. But I turned it into a parts room. Filled it with a lot of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of tin work. So if you guys are looking for like certain items, I think there's slip clutches for the Otters 14T. There's slip clutches for 14T, the front slip clutch on the PTO. There's quite a few of those used in there. I even got 2 of the original 14T slip clutches that have the sprocket made right onto the slip clutch. And they all have good splines in them. I try not to keep anything that doesn't have like life left into it. So, but anybody got any questions about the kit? Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna try to answer questions. But talking about, we had a farmer stop in yesterday. Can't remember the gentleman's name. He's working on a New Holland 80. So if anybody knows of any parts New Holland 80s, you need some twister pieces. They're like it's called a guard shield, where the wire comes over the top of the twister unit itself. He needs, I think he needs that piece there. That's they call it left and the right. You probably just buy the whole twister system from you. Probably give you, $100, $200 for it, pay for the shipping for it, and get the whole pieces from you. So if anybody knows what's a New Holland 80, it looks like it's kind of like a 77, with the flywheels on the heavy side of the baler next to the tire, but it had the same twister system as an 87 New Holland. Excuse me, and that is a wire tie baler. But I'm waiting for some more people to log on. I'm going to show how to do the update kit. This onto this knotter. Of course, I've only got one knotter here. I pre-soaked the bolts. This knotter was on a baler for quite a while, as you can see. I do sell these knotter halves, and remember, guys, when I talk about the updated knotters for the early IH, this is the one. It's tapered lock gear. So you take these 2 nuts. I back the one all the way up. I take the other one to the top. I usually have to heat this just a little bit with a MAP gas torch. You just tap on the hammer lightly, the gear pops free, let it cool down, you adjust your twine disc, get your timing, reset the nut back down. I usually use a 3/8 impact, like a Brower or Milwaukee, whatever you want to use, Snap-on, Mac, and lock that first nut back on, and the second nut locks that first one from backing off, and hold your timing. These will jump time, they will slide, the twine disc. When people let it, like the knife gets dull, and a bunch of twine winds up in that disc, you gotta take it apart, you gotta clean it, because if you don't, you can reset the timing all you want, and once it goes a few times, it'll start, this, like I said, this is a tapered gear, it will slip on that shaft if there's enough pressure. Let's see here. No, Aaron, on the dry belts, flat belts, if you guys need flat belts for older equipment, take a piece of baler twine, go around it, tie, overlap it, crimp it together. I don't care what you want to do, but cut it to the exact length, take a tape measure, measure it, or just, give me the measurement and I can get one made up. It takes about 2 to 3 weeks. They make them out of leather. I'm just going to warn you, the leather belts do shrink in the weather. I don't know why, but they shrink a lot. The one on the Dearborn baler shrunk a lot. I had to leave the tension pulley on it while it's setting. I don't like doing that, but I had to stretch the belt back out because it was like so tight when I was starting the engine and the baler was actually running. That's it was kind of a hindrance there a little bit. But But if anybody's got any questions, we're selling the Nodder halves, John Deere's. If you guys call during the video, I will do a really good price on a Nodder half. Rachel's not here right now, so I think I can get away with it. So, but I'm cleaning the parts room. We're moving everything to this location. If you guys notice, I'm in my kids' play area now. It's heated. We got a little heater running. Makes it more comfortable to do the videos versus being outside. Hopefully I'm going to upload more videos coming up. We're going to do one on a complete adjustment breakdown of a Super 77. I'm uploading a 77 video. We've been doing rebaling, which we've been like baling second, or actually it's like third or fourth cutting grass hay. Beautiful stuff. Rebaling it, we're feeding the animals. That's people coming getting a few bales here and there. That's really great grass. Chad, really over the road from me over here on Ridge Road, the guy really knows how to bale hay. I give him credit. You know, I bought a lot of round bales. You guys have seen it. There's some dusty ones, some bad ones. They're just not that good. So, yeah. Can I get a drink, please, and a heartburn? So I'm just waiting for some more people to log on. If anybody's got any questions, please ask. Aaron and Ross are my administrators. They kind of like keep track of the chat, guys, because I can't do it all. We're going to do more live video repairs. We've got a few balers coming in. There's a surprise coming in. I think it's coming into January, February. A lot of you people probably have never seen one. It's coming in just for some adjustments. We're taking the motor off of a 68 New Holland Super 68 wire tie with hydraulic bale tension with a motor on it. We're taking the motor off and we're going to switch it back over to PTO. So the motor's actually going to an Amish gentleman. He's going to be using the engine for some work around his farm. So those of you that think Honda's great, they are a decent motor, but they will never outlast a Wisconsin. So especially with the new updates they got for the Wisconsins, update your valves, port polish, the intake pipe. For longevity, you're talking, guys, a lot of those motors are 60, 70 years old, and they're still running today. Like some are still on the original overhaul, maybe on their second overhaul, but still a great motor. Wisconsin is 2 cylinders to 4 cylinders. You know, just remember, if you've never had it overhauled, it's probably still got the leaded valves in it. Everybody asks me how I have so many of those balers around here. All I do, guys, is no secret. Either put Marvel's Mystery Oil a little bit in the gas, or I put one of the little bottles that you put in like a 2.5 gallon gas can of the no smoke synthetic chainsaw gas mix. I just put one of that in every can full, like 5 gallons of it. It lubricates the valves, and I mean, I've done some really hard baling in it. I haven't yet to burn a valve yet. And just using that, the 2-cycle oil mix, the synthetic, the no smoke. It doesn't seem to make the plugs wet. It really guns it. And one thing I did notice, it sits over the winter, guys, the valves don't seize up. Like the valves don't stick at all. So it's like there's a double benefit to using that synthetic no smoke oil. So another comment. Let me look at it real quick. Well, Aaron, the problem is like that is kind of true. You got to remember on the V4s. The carburetor, the intake pipe, is connected to the exhaust pipe where it comes up over the top. All that heat transfers when it shuts off right down into that throat of that carburetor. So the gas, when it comes up, it vapor locks in that spot. But if you read your book, and there's one little paragraph in that manual, if you want to start them when they're hot, there's a vacuum plug on the back side. You literally unscrew it out, or a lot of guys would put a pepcock in there, and they would unscrew that out. And you pull the choke, one crank, she fires up, runs, it skips until you put that plug back in. It's not fun putting the plug back in with that hot manifold, so I recommend a 12-point socket, and I usually stuck a paper towel in it or just a rag just to hold that plug in there, and then I screw it back into the intake, and the motor smooths right back out again. But if you want to start in Wisconsin, that's how you do it when they're hot, extremely hot, or like one guy does, he got some ice cubes out of his cooler, and just cool the manifold down. Once you cool down that heat exchange from that exhaust to that intake pipe, and I know what I did. I mean, in cold weather, it just keeps the pipe from frosting up. Because, it will if it doesn't have that transfer of heat. But while it's running, you got air moving through there, so it keeps the pipe cool. As soon as this shuts off, it doesn't take long for that heat to transfer right down into there. And it just vapor locks that gas right in the throat of that wide pipe of that Wisconsin engine. The 2 cylinders are the same way, no different. You know. Also, I noticed one thing, guys. I had a lot of old timers that run airplane gas. They're not joking. That stuff really does work. The engine can be really hot and it still will fire back up again. Don't know what they put in it, but it's not cheap to buy. It's like $7-8 a gallon, from what I understand. So, you know, I run high test with most of mine. I'm not afraid of ethanol fuel no more, guys. So I've noticed something. I don't want to verify it yet. I don't know if it's true, but it's 2 years now. I've been using that synthetic no smoke oil mixture for my gas for the Wisconsins. Put it in there. I've noticed my gas is not separating. Like the ethanol hasn't been a problem with corroding the carburetors and stuff. I do fire up my Wisconsins like every other month or every 60 days, 90 days. I let them run for 15, 20 minutes, but the gas is still the same gas until the next year when I run Baler with them. Then I usually burn out a tank full and put new gas in it. But you're talking, you know, that gas is sitting in there for 11 months at least, 10 months. You know, and I do add to it eventually, but if anybody's got, like I said, that's what works for me. And like I said, the Wisconsins have been doing good, but I noticed with the 2-cycle chainsaw oil, the no smoke synthetic mixture, I put it in the gas with the Wisconsin engine, even some of my old tractors. I noticed the valves don't stick no more, and I noticed the gas doesn't seem to like go bad. I don't know why, if that's what it is, or if there's an additive in the chainsaw stuff. I usually buy the Husqvarna or Steel, or I buy a brand name one. I have bought some cheap stuff at Walmart. It didn't last long. I only used 1 or 2 bottles, but I usually use the brand name stuff. And I don't know if it's got something in it that helps not let the ethanol separate, but I'm thinking maybe it's just the oil in the gas that's doing it. So, yeah, no, Aaron, that's not a trick. It's actually it's in the manuals. People just overlook it. It's a little. I think it's. Someone told me it was 30 words. That's all it was. It tells you just to pull that plug out, the vacuum plug out, to get the Wisconsin started from the top. So, waiting for a few more people. Been on here for 22 minutes. I told them about 6 o'clock. Like to do for the IH Nodder update kit. You know, most of the Nodders, guys, they'll be like this when you flip them up. So they're like this in the Baler, and you're looking from the back. Here is the 2 bolts that hold that knife in, which goes on the front side right here. Well, that's true too, Aaron, but that's one tip that was in there, which I couldn't believe was in there. This is the tension plate that goes on the back side. So this is the problem with the original kits. I don't care if it was my kit or Internationals. When you go to adjust your knife, like to get it so it cuts properly when the twine disc turns, is you got to take these bolts out, and when you do, there's shims, and this plate is under pressure. So it wants to kick back. If you take your bolts out, and these holes don't move at all from the bolt holes that are in the casting, this is bad, because they should move to where you don't even see the bolt hole. Or it should be like barely see the edge of the bolt hole, because you're supposed to put a punch into that right there. See that top hole? You put a punch in there and you pull this back to line those holes up. Well, now you got to hold the bolt for this, the shims on here, the shim it, and then try to rethread it in. And then if you didn't get the shims right, you got to pull this back off and you got to fight with this again. Once you get this on, you put these studs in there that I have made, and you see the little Allen wrench in them. You thread them in. Well, now you got this. So now when you want to put shims on it, put 2 or 3, let's say we're going to put 4 shims. Usually that's about the normal 4 to 5 shims. Put 4 shims on there, well, look at this. On and off. And you never have to mess with the tension plate. Goes on, get this flange nut, put it on there, thread it up, you check it, make a couple bales, say the knot ain't quite cutting right. You just back this nut off and you put more shims in or take some out. That is revolutionary, guys. That makes this nodder like the simplest thing to work on now. The adjustments are simple to do. The washers are all same thickness. Sometimes I made a sand one down because it would either cut it too much too early or not early enough. So, but the washers I finally come up with, it seems to be one size fits all now. So, a lot of guys try to stack 1/4 inch washers. Well, you know how they are. They're like thicker and thinner. Then you get the knife uneven. So, Pile this all there. So I'm just waiting a few more minutes. It's now 6 o'clock. And got my ratchet. I think this is 7/16. Trying to look at the messages, guys, gals. My last analytics is I'm getting more women that are watching now, learning about how to fix their own balers. Really proud of some ladies down in Pennsylvania, and there's one in Florida I want to give a big shout out to. They fixed their own baler. I got them the parts, I walked them through it, we did a live internet, and I just want to say big shout out to the ladies, because guys, it's not only a guys thing no more, the women can do it too. You know, it's really nice having somebody when you're doing live internet feeds. Guys, the internet costs me more. Like, I got real good internet now. We got it installed. Big shout out to Barber Farms who have purchased the internet, helped me put it in. Just want to shout out to them. Great guys. I didn't get paid for it. They just took care of all the equipment that got installed. So big shout out to Paul Barber, Nate, as well for installing it. Very, very great. Both great guys. Great guys. So I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to take this apart. Don't be surprised if you snap these bolts off. Sometimes you got to heat them up. Hope this one doesn't snap off. It's going to make it kind of a short video. Well, that wasn't in there very far. And it's rusty. Oh boy, that one don't feel good. I think I'm gonna heat that up a little bit, because that does not feel good at all. Let me just text my wife real quick to bring me the matte gas torch. So I sent her a text. I'm going to heat this up, because if you twist them off, then we got to drill it. Got to easy out that, and these are only 1/4 inch bolts, and they are not hardened. They are just regular grade bolts. And let me tell you what, as rusty as that is, I'd rather heat it up a little bit to get it to spin out a lot easier. So while we're waiting there, anybody got any questions? Ross, you're awful quiet tonight. Usually you're telling me what you're eating or what you're gonna eat. Yeah, I just got a bad feeling that is going to break off in there. It's just, that bolt is really, really not wanting to move. Boy. Whew. I don't think I want to play captain and get that out tonight. Get a little bit of heat. I just messaged my wife, so. I need the torch. Thank you. So if you guys want to send in your knotters, I can set them up. But remember, the only true way to tell is when you get into your baler where you got to adjust your knife at. It's not that hard. This kit, if you start on it, if you want help, there's internet help. We can get on, schedule an appointment, set you up to walk you through it. So the internet works just kind of like this. I just talk and walk you through it. You ask questions, I answer back. I show you. I got some knotters here that I can show on how you guys adjust it in. But that right there is the knife, which while I'm waiting, I might as well put some screws in it. These little tiny screws are always fun. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I don't say it enough, I guess. Can't check for it. So one screw goes in from the front, and there's one that goes in from the back. The one from the back actually holds the blade on, and this stud's sticking out so it holds the blade itself. Let's see if we can make a fire. So somebody said, what is this? I'm working on a Baler knotter. International, this would be like a 46, 37, 47, 56, 57, early 430s, early 420s. You can put this knotter even on the new Balers if you want to. We've got a bolt that's being stubborn. Just going to warm up this cast iron a little bit. If you guys notice, this yellow bottle is MAP gas. It gets really hot. Takes a few minutes to get that bolt good and warm. I always heat the casting up a little bit. I heat the bolt up. Hey John, I don't know what you're mad about, but I'm heating the casting up to hold that bolt, to hold that last one on there. I always use MAP gas. Give this a second. Favorite thing to do is shock it a little bit. Just want to get it hot enough, not red hot, but hot, and then you hit it with the water and it just causes that contraction between the hot steel and the cold steel and makes that rust break loose. I am not grabbing that with my fingers or that'd be an interesting video. And you can see dropping all the pieces off with these washers. As you guys can see, that tension plate hasn't even moved. You see those holes? They're still lined up, both those holes. Now, that plate's been shot for a while. I better get my screwdriver out of my Leatherman. I'm not reaching my hand down in there as much as Aaron would probably want me to. Yeah, that is definitely shot. Give it a little free all. Let's spray them down the holes. What I'm going to do is, because these studs are harder than the original, I'm going to thread them down through the holes to make sure, kind of clean them out. A lot of times I like to use a tap, since I don't have one with me. I have to go get a tap because that is not cooperating. Somebody cross-threaded the hole a little bit. Crud down in there. Going back and forth, just kind of get the threads cleaned out a little bit. Be a lot easier with a tap. Do not do this with a soft bolt like a grade 5 or regular standard grade 2. You will break it off in the hole and you will not be happy with yourself. Heat this up again. And in a second, I'm going to message my wife to bring me the taps up. Again. Seems like there's a lot of debris in this one hole. I poked through it, but feels like the threads are kind of allocated. almost through. This one is. That one's down in a good 1/4 of an inch. I like to have them thread down in at least a 1/4 of the stud down in. Some of the earlier balers, you got to thread them in a little farther. I didn't have that all the way down in, did I? There feels like I really need to run the tap down through it. Well, it's still getting about like that. That much of the stud was down in there, which is fine. As long as when you swing the knotter down, these sticking out, doesn't hit anything. It only seems to bother on the earlier balers. Later ones is not an issue at all. Because like at 45 to 55, they got that like an L bracket cast iron piece, and the studs like to hit right there. So, but you don't want to thread them in too far, because you do have this twine disc cleaner in here. Wow, it's pretty warm. See, I'm moving that there. I don't know what that was. Something went down. But right there, this cleaner. If you thread them in too far, it'll hit the back of it and push it in and hold it in. This is supposed to free flow. So just make sure when you adjust these studs in that you don't push against this. That this still has lots of free play, which is going quite a ways actually. This isn't a tap side. It'll say tap side. This is an easy outside. It's those little cases in the drawers. You open it up and they got little cut teeth on them for cutting. I just need the one that's this 1/4 inch. So little tiny cases. Little boxes. Better not be. I just saw them yesterday. We're gonna start, put it on. I'm gonna clean these threads out later. She's having some trouble finding my tap and die set. So. In. All right, now I got them both threaded in. I got them even. I'm gonna check the threads one more time. Oh yeah, you got a good 1/4 inch. A little over 1/4 actually. Alright, now we gotta put this tension plate in. So this goes down in behind the knotter, and you see it's got this little foot on it. That's what pushes that against that twine disc. So we gotta get it down in there, and then now you guys see this? This is what I'm talking about. See that springiness? So, I think just pop back up out of there. These are not fun to put in. This is why when you're adjusting the shims, it really stinks. Okay, say standard or metric? Metric don't do me no good. I need standard. So we're gonna line up. See how I put this in here, this Allen wrench, to get one of these started. Thread it in just a little bit. That'll hold that side. I gotta bend it over, and I'm telling you what, you can see I'm flexing this pretty hard. I usually use the punch to get this sucker in there. That thing is brutal. Yeah, you need veteran. Aaron, you're funny. Ross, yeah, he didn't take out the temper in this thing, buddy. Okay. Now, like I said, I usually do 4 shims. Some people do 5. So we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 on each post. Okay, it should give us quite close to the adjustment we need. Now, I have one of these brackets. I was putting the blade on. You see I got 1 screw in it. See? 1 screw in it. So I'm going to put the other screw in it. Every kit comes with a package of razor blades. Careful, these things are sharp. Use the center hole, goes on the top bolt on this side, and you thread in another one of these to hold it in place. The international original ones use 1 screw with 2 step, like I call them step pins. The problem is they get 20, oh, somebody told me that last time it's $30 for one of their blades. You can buy a pack of 5 of these for $2.50, $3 from Amazon. So that gives you 5 blades. So you just tighten it up. You can see. Then I'm just going to snap the top of this blade out. You can use vice grips, pliers, whatever you want. So I just got to grab the top of that blade as close as I can. Just got to wiggle back and forth. There you go. And then here's the piece of the blade. A lot of guys will do it the other way around. They'll put it in the top hole, center it down. Doesn't matter which way you put it, as long as you snap that blade off. Now some guys leave the blade on there. Not great idea because it'll cut both strings. You really only want to cut the lower string, and the other string's supposed to slide out. But some guys get away with it. They leave the whole blade right in. Yeah, as long as it doesn't stick out the bottom, because if you go to close the knotter down, it'll break that blade off and it'll leave you a chunk where the twine won't cut. Put it on. You guys can see this tension plate? That's going to hold that twine tight when the twine disc turns to cut it with the knife. When these are weak, like if you took a piece of string and I held it loose, I don't care how sharp your knife is, it ain't going to cut it good. And now if I put some tension on that string and that knife comes across, it cuts it right perfectly clean. So a lot of the time problems with international is that tension plate. That's why I made them a gauge heavier. It's not fun to get one in, but when you get them in, so right now I'm looking at, I think I got 6 years on my first set that I made, tension plates. The knives, we've changed the design a couple times because we found out there were some knotters that had different kind of casting molds to them. So we updated the kit to make it fit all balers. Like you keep running into stuff that's oddball, but I think we got it now with the stud kit and everything. If you guys look, see that stud kit? Now if we want to change the shims or change the blade, just undo those two little nuts, your shims stay on, pull the knife off, put a new blade on it, put it back on, tight, re-snug the nuts up. They don't have to be that tight, guys. This blade's only cut string. Doesn't need to. I've had guys literally strip the nuts trying to tighten them down. And we're not tightening lug nuts on a car. Okay, this thing's only cutting string. So, any other questions you guys can ask? You need metric. Yeah, right. So, yeah, she did give me the standard kit. So, I'm going to pull that. I'll pull this stud out real quick and show you guys how I run the tap down through there. Is that the one I need? 1/4 by 20. Oh, let's see here. What one am I going to use? And I don't have to take this all the way out because with the other bolt holding it tight, that ain't gonna move. Allen wrench. One thing nice about the one holding the other one in, the shims ain't gonna fall out. It does not want to let that start even. Take the spacers out. Yeah, I'm going to take both of them out because it twisted just enough to make the hole off center. Yowzers, that thing is in there. That's one thing nice about that. It gets stuck there. There's a lot of pressure on that plate. Dirt in there. Whew. I think I'll go clean the hole all the way through. We're already here. Get her started straight. There we go. There's a lot of debris inside that hole. Looks like there's like a bee's mud and wasp nest coming out of it. Probably Aaron come out here and stuff this in here for me. I remember what baler I took this off. I think this off I think this came off of 47. Well, I don't think his bolts are this bad. Funny you mentioned that. I haven't heard anything on Ross yet. Yep, it's all the way through now. Look at that. Looks like mud wasp almost. Go down this hole here because I hit a little resistance down in this one. Well, this one's getting a lot of resistance. Now this one's been sitting on a baler for a while. The billet looks really nice on it though. Flush the holes out a little bit. See how it threads down in there now. Beautiful, beautiful. So I said to myself, oh no, Timmy. I have a brother named Timmy. He used to say that a lot. Okay. Clean the threads back out. Wipe this down. We'll start all over again. So we'll keep the glasses back on. I think I got a little free-all on it. I'll blame that one on Aaron. So tonight's the kits tonight, guys, are $190. Well, that does both knotters. Free shipping in the U.S. I don't know how long Rachel's gonna let me get away with that. Don't know. Knotter halves, same way, guys. Free shipping on them when you buy them. You can buy just the shell of the knotter for $400, or you can buy one that's tested, a good used one for $600. If you want me to rebuild it, I can. You just pay for the parts I get from John Deere. Or if you want aftermarket, that's fine. It saves a little bit. I'll put the new pinions in it. Whatever you want to put in the knotter, you just pay for parts. And it's usually only an hour labor, maybe 2 hours if it's a really tough knotter or if it needs machine work. But these are John Deere knotter halves. They're on sale. I think Aaron will put up the website, rnsagservice.com. The phone number is 607-846-5959. That is a cell phone, guys. You can text pictures of your balers. Worked really good this summer. If you had a part you didn't know the name of it, all you do is take a picture with a cell phone or the guy standing next to you. Send it to the number. We see what the part is. Tell you yes, no. Most of the time we almost always got the parts. If we don't, we can always get them. It's not a big deal. So we're gonna put this back on again. This beautiful thing that was nice and fun. So these things are got a lot of spring pressure on them, guys. A lot. You can see when I'm pushing on that thing is just brutal. Probably if it wasn't such thin steel, probably wouldn't be so bad. But these things are brutal to line up. You can see the tension on that. It's just springy as all get out. Come on, you. That's why they put that third hole in there. Use that, pull it over, grab a stud. Got one in, pry it over. Now we use the one stud to pivot on. Boy. Remember I said washers, so when you're putting the spacer washers in, all you're doing is shimming. Where's the knife here? Now, this goes all the way on the base. That's your tension plate that holds the twine in the twine disc. So if you guys are baling, start baling tight bales, you ever notice you get like a partial knot or the knot's there but it slips through the knot? That tension plate is the reason why that's doing that. That is not holding the twine in the twine disc where you're baling. Like if you start pushing the baler, it does it. These tension plates, the original ones from International, are good for maybe 5 years. If you do light baling, you might be able to get 10 out of them. But they do fail. They're a leaf spring. They just get weak over time. I made these a gauge heavier. So far we're on 6 years. And we haven't had failure yet. And when I got some guys putting some serious, like 15 to 20,000 bales a year on some 47s. So I do have some guys in 430s that have them. They're putting like 4,000 or 5,000 bales a year through it. The only thing they've had to do is change the razor blade on that knife. And remember, get a whole pack, and I send the whole pack with you with the part number right there. You can buy your own. You get 5 blades for like it's $2.50, $3. I might be wrong, but that's the last price that I know of. You get 5 blades for that, and it'll last you a while. Buy a couple packs. You don't need to buy them from me. I make kits. So the replacement parts, you can go to your local hardware store or you can get it yourself. You don't need to go through me for it. I'm not about trying to make every dollar I can off everybody. That's, we're designing kits and stuff so people can do it themselves. They don't need to feel reliant on me. So putting the shims on, I put 4 on each post. That's usually a good area to start with 4. Sometimes I've had to do 5, but I've never had any less than 4 unless there's somebody out there to prove me wrong. I could be, but it all goes by how much casting's left on here, when they machined it, how much is left, and also the twine disc. If it's out of time, cleaning this up. Just snug, guys. They don't need to be super tight. You're just cutting twine. That's it. Snug. See them? There's lots of adjustment here on this. Like I said, this got slotted holes so you can move the knife in. You can see it's pulled away a little bit. I can loosen that back up and move that over. The tension plate, you look and see, I cannot pull that with my thumb away from that disc. The original one, I could pull it, I could bend it away, it was just really weak. And that was this one here. This is the original tension plate. It's pretty crappy. As you can see, it had an old piece of twine still hooked to it, see it? Just curious. Yeah, it's got a little groove worn in it. And guys, this is the original International knife. You can see it has one screw in it. And that little razor blade right there is like 25 to 30 bucks for one blade. And let me tell you what, if you have a razor blade knife, you know it doesn't take long to get them dull. I think mine have lasted 1,000 bales, sometimes 500. But at the price of what are you talking, maybe $1 a blade? You know, there's no reason C&H, Fiat needs to charge farmers 25 to 30 bucks for one little razor blade. There's no way. So you know they have millions of them made, or thousands, or whatever they do. But I'm just a local yokel, and the only thing I did was change mine because the blades, you look and see, I changed it over, machined the arm, so it would take that blade right there. See there's 3 holes in it? And remember, because it sticks up, you just take a pair of pliers and just snap off what you don't need. Makes it a simple blade to change out. So we send the screws to it. The kit comes with 190 bucks free shipping in the US. I don't know how much longer Rachel will do it. We did it for Thanksgiving. We sold a lot of kits. Next year, guys, when January hits, I got to raise them up. It costs me a lot more money to make well, some of this is the new batch that we got. I wasn't going to buy 10,000 of them, so we only bought, 1,000 units. That's it. They raised my price a lot because I don't order enough. I'm not a big supplier of them. We designed the kit, and I sold a lot to Australia, a lot to Europe. Remember, B47, B46, B37, they're all the same balers over here. And as long as it is an all-twine otter, this kit works on it. And then now I had, like Ross asked, he wants to buy a 445. I've got guys going back to this knotter because it doesn't fail, guys. Once you get this kit in it, it just ties knots. The all-twine otter, the problem with them is the twine discs are getting wore. And if you do find parts, you're talking 900 to 1,000 bucks for a twine disc, if you can find a good one. And if a dealer has one on its shelf. The old knotters, they're all over the place. They made I want to say millions, but a lot of the older balers, like the 45s, those knotter halves will fit on. You don't need the all-twine knotter. These will tie, plastic, anything. Once you got the shim set and your knife set, it's rock and roll, ready to go. So plastic works really well in these guys. I run 9600 210 or 6000 240. The problem with the big rolls, guys, is 6000. You can't stand them up in the international balers because the twine box is so confined. The 45 is not a problem. The 55 is not a problem. It's the 46 of them. You got to tip the roll on its side and put it in at an angle. Just push it in there. As long as the twine can feed out the top without being resisted too much, it works fine. And remember, you're talking 6,000 foot of roll. That's 12,000 foot if you had 2 rolls together, which would they call one bale of the 9600. Oh, whew. I feel like I was gonna sneeze. So we'll move on to, like I said, that's a complete knotter update kit. This is an IH knotter. It's off of 47. I don't think it's as bad as Ross's. I think this is a 46 if I remember right. So if you want one of the update kits, all you do is call or text 607-846-5959. I think Aaron put up the website. Yes, he did. rnsagservice.com. Thanks a lot, Ross. You probably didn't, but that knotter been sitting on that baler for a long time. You can see the rust, and this is somebody decided to try to using the old original plates for shims. I have no idea why. And they use regular 1/4-inch washers. And this is the old bolt that was out of it. If you're going to use the bolts, guys, you can go to the hardware store at grade 8. But remember, you still got to, when you take these out, you got to fight with that tension plate. That's why the stud kit, just nice. If you just want to get the stud kit, you can call and order that. I don't know what it costs. I know the studs that have them made, those angle screw studs, it's not super cheap. It's not overly priced, but for the ease of changing blades and shimming it, the knotter, it makes the job real easy. Well, again, knotter halves. Anybody needs John Deere's? This one's still got some pieces left in it. But if you want a complete used half, I think there's close to 12, 13 complete halves that are all takeoffs off balers that were tying knotters. These are parts pieces. People come, they need a bill hook. I don't know why they don't buy new bill hooks, but they buy the bill hook, in my opinion, used. I don't know why I would put new ones on, my personal opinion. So if you want just the shell of a knotter, when you break yours, it's $400 just for the shell. Nothing on it, just got bare holes. Good knotter frame. You take all your pieces off, put it on this one. If you want one that's complete, ready to go, it's $600. I usually get $850 for them, but we're cleaning out my parts room. I didn't realize I had a bunch of these knotter halves, and I mean a bunch. So if you guys need any other used parts from John Deere International, I got a lot of parts and pieces in that room still. I'll make you one heck of a deal on it. If it's not too overly heavy and hard to ship, I will eat the shipping on it for you as well, just to get it gone to somebody that can use it. So, got lots of parts and pieces. Make sure you guys, well, I got a comment here. Yeah, Ross, you're very right. Yeah, you do one at a time, yeah. International baler guys are great balers. You talk to Ross and all the guys that I've adjusted these balers for. They don't take much horsepower, and they do have an amazing capacity to them. The pickup head's kind of narrow. That's why a lot of guys will go buy a 445 and then pull the knotters off of 47, stick on these older knotters onto that newer baler. You got the best of both worlds. You got the most reliable knotter, and then you got the best of the wider pickup head and just the higher capacity baler. So, but the reliability of these is amazing. They're simply to adjust. The all-twine knotter, they're just getting age on them, guys. They're getting, like I said, they're wearing. I sell some twine disc here and there, but I'm finding it hard to find really good twine discs to put back in these all-twine knotters. And I have lots of these older knotters. They just don't seem to wear out. I don't know if International put better steel in the twine disc on the earlier balers. And the all-twines, they didn't harden them as much. I don't know. But until we get time or the demand gets high enough, I might start remaking those twine discs for the all-twine knotters. But if you're looking for a really cheap baler that's going to be high capacity and you're really going to like it, the IH is the way to go. I mean, they're not real cheap out here no more because I can fix them and most everybody learns how to adjust them. You don't need me no more. You can figure out almost everything with the baler. The greatest thing about an IH baler is it does not leave the clippings of twine on the bale. You don't end up with all those little fiber pieces all over the bales. People absolutely hate that. It doesn't. It leaves the tail of the knot on the knot. Great knotter design. Kloss does the same thing. And I think Massey Ferguson 124, 120s, same kind of the same principle. They don't cut that tail off the knot. So you know it's kind of a nice design, not having a mess all over your bales. You know, especially when you're selling hay. So if anybody got any questions, I'll take some questions now on any parts, pieces you need. This is just a small sample. I wanted to show the knotter update kit. The install on that. That's an IH knotter. It's off of 47. So let's stand these up together, I guess. If you're trying to do a mini baler, build one. This knotter is the way to go. It's way narrower. So if you're trying to build a custom baler, like a bale chamber, IH is the way to go. Just got to remember the breastplate has to have slotted, angled slots because the bale is actually what pulls the knot off the bill hook. Yeah, that Ross has a great point, guys. International balers are gear driven. So, like your New Hollands, chain jumps, bang, you know, it's out of time. Got to retime it. John Deere, same way. International is shaft driven, like there's gears touching together. I like the 46 because it uses a gearbox, a wet gearbox all the way up through 37, 47, they go to a dry. Nothing wrong with it, but the problem I have is it's a sealed bearing, and you know how long sealed bearings last. I mean, the original ones work good, but when they're outside, that shaft coming from the gearbox up to the feed forks is at an angle. The rainwater follows that shaft all the way down to that bearing. If you want to prevent a problem, if you put some hydraulic oil on it, when you're running it, the oil will get into that bearing and keep it lubricated. Not going to say it's going to save it from destroying it, but it's going to make it last a heck of a lot longer. And if you buy a replacement bearing, make sure you buy one that's greasable to put back in there, or just change the bearing out so often. I do have a timing video on how to time those balers. It's not hard at all. You lock it. There's 3 timing marks on that I come up with. Makes the baler simple. You just put your new bearings on, your shafts. But yeah, if you buy an old International baler, just oil the roller, the seal bearings. That seal on there is like a thickness of a rubber band. In about 3-4 years, guys, that thing's dry rotted. It's letting water in. So if you keep oiling even a seal bearing, it'll keep it good for a long time. Nice clean hydraulic oil, really thin oil to get in there. And yeah, like I said, just if you guys are oiling your gears, nothing wrong with the dry gears, the open ones. Just keep them cleaned out with a screwdriver because the dust does collect and it does build up. And pretty soon the teeth are pushing each other out because they're getting material build up in between them. So, any other questions? I got the iPad here. I can read your guys' comments on. Aaron, you're not going to chime in? Everybody, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Share the video. But like I said, if you want some good used parts, I got lots of parts for 2414T. I got a couple complete balers for sale. Make somebody a good deal. My wife's after me. I got to get my numbers down. I got like 40. Well, now I got 40 now, but there's like 34 balers left around here. I'd like to really find a home for the Dearborn baler. That's on Facebook Marketplace. If you search the New York area for hay baler, it's got a 4-cylinder Wisconsin. The motor starts, runs phenomenal. The baler ties phenomenal. It's set up for plastic. There's a live video of us working on it. I really want to find that baler a good home because it deserves it. And it works really, really well. The only thing I haven't done to it is it can probably use the plunger knife sharpened. And remember, guys, everybody's like, where do I get parts for it? There's really nothing on it that's going to break. I mean, maybe the needles, but the plunger stop on that is so heavy duty, I doubt that I'd ever break the needles. If you guys, the plunger's simple enough, it rides on literally 3x4 wood blocks, hard maple. So you saw your own blocks and they got little adjustment screws. Put it all back in there. As long as that slides in there, don't ever get rusty. It won't wear your wood out. So if you put brand new wood in it, it would probably last your lifetime. But I'd like to find a good home for that baler. I got some other ones out here. I got a 55 twine tie. I got the 87 New Holland, which is a wire tie. I got the Super 68 wire tie. We're taking the motor off it, switching it over to PTO. That one will be for sale. I have a 77 New Holland, which if Aaron doesn't get here quick enough to get it, then it's gonna probably go down the road for somebody. The motor runs phenomenal on it. It needs a couple pieces changed on it. I haven't done it. I haven't even tried test baling with it because I'm really not worried about it. 77s really don't get much trouble at all. I got a couple 14Ts. I got a 24T for parts. Alice Chalmers balers are all gone, guys. Big shout out to the Alice Chalmers implement page on Facebook. I put these balers on there and they found good homes, people that are going to love them. I love doing this, guys. I love fixing balers. So if you bring one in and I don't have to physically touch it, but if I touch it, you're going to have to pay me labor to do it. But if you want to learn how to work on your own baler, you're welcome to come. I'll give you some pointers, show you what to change. You're welcome to use my tools. Any parts you use, you got to pay for the parts. But if you want to learn about your baler and rebuild it yourself, bring it on along. Call the phone number, get the address. You can come. I'd like to do a baler class this spring coming up. We didn't get a chance to do one this fall because we were moving. Everybody's asking about the baler count. I'm at 428 balers. So I'm about ready to post a video of the 427th one. I forgot to take a video for the 428. That's a record beyond record, guys. I don't want to keep putting up these kind of numbers. I'd like to get down to like maybe 100 balers a year, fix it, and get people to fix their own. Just walk you through it. It's exhausting. It's hard on my family, and I'm getting to spend time with them now. But yeah, like I said, I love teaching people. The more people that know, the more you can share the knowledge with somebody else. So remember, we have Facebook groups, Hay Baler Nation. There's a bunch of great guys in there. Clyde Harms, Ross down in Texas. There's the Baler mechanic, the Baler doctor over in Europe. He's really good, guys. He'll walk you through a lot of stuff. There's a lot of good people out there that want to work on balers. And I like it when people learn to do it themselves. If you call me and run into this problem, that's not a problem. But we have the ability now with this great internet that we just got put into the facility we're at now, my family's old horse farm. This is where I'm in the play area for the kids right now. We've got a great area here now. We've got great internet, so we're doing a lot of online service work. our internet's not cheap because we went with the fastest one we could get. Stuff downloads quick. We were able to communicate back and forth. So Spectrum, big shout out to them for keeping us connected well with internet. They're not a paid sponsor. I just want to give a shout out to them because I've had really good service with them. Spectrum's doing great by me, especially with this upgrade with the faster internet. It's not cheap. The guys, in the long run, it's paying off because if you have to pay me fuel mileage to come to your place, that's not cheap. We got to coordinate everybody. It's not cheap. So I'm trying to eliminate the travel as much as possible. Still going to do some of it for those that need it. But if you can turn a wrench or a screwdriver, you can work on a baler. You can be my hands. I'll get knotters out like this. We'll do a video, or I'll go out to an actual baler and we'll converse back and forth, walk you through everything you need to do to try to fix your baler. That is an online service. It's not cheap, but it's cheaper than calling a mechanic out that, like most of the guys at these dealerships, will read a book that you can read, but you're paying him $125 an hour to do it, or more, by the time you figure travel and everything else. So, any questions? Ross says another thing, next to a John Deere pan kicker and an IH kicker baler still makes a substantial bale. Hey Aaron. Rachel saying the dinner's ready. But it's up to you guys. Remember, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We're going to do a lot more live video repairs. We're no more editing videos on repair jobs, guys. You made it clear you want to see stuff done live. You know, it really sucks when you watch somebody working on something and then all of a sudden it gets to the part where you're struggling and all of a sudden, boom, it shows the parts in there and they explain it to you. No. We want to see all the bad words that came out. We want to see the finger pinching. We want to see how many tools you broke. People want to see what they expect to run into, kind of. Every situation could be different. But I found out through my analytics that people, when I did live videos, they want to see the struggle. They want to see it from the start to finish, which you guys have all got to do because you got to see me work on balers live from the not working to bringing them to life with their baling hay and tying bales. So that's what it's about, because if you see that whole process, you kind of know what to do. It kind of stinks when you get these guys, they always edit their videos, well, I got the motor in, you know. No, we want to see that process. We want to see what you went through to get that to line up in that housing. We want to see when you fought to get the bolts in the motor mounts. You know, people want to see that. It's real life. Internet's better now, so it's life. Let's see real life mechanical repairs, not this chopped up video where it shows, here's the bad part, here's the new one in the box, and here's the wrenches you need. And it shows them doing taking a few bolts out, and then they edit the video to where they're putting the new one in. Well, no, I want to see the part where you struggled to get it out, and like I said, my analytics proved to me the edited videos were the way to go. That's why we're going to do live videos of the live repairs on different balers. Like I said, we've got a big surprise baler coming in January for repair. So, my wife's bringing me pizza.
Homemade pizza.
Homemade pizza. So, set there. Any questions? I'll be getting off this video. I will have this phone on me for the next, half hour. If you want to call and talk to the baler man, the phone number's in the description. Aaron will pop it up again on there, or Ross will maybe this time. Maybe I get Ross to do something else to be in the peanut gallery and picking on me all the time. But we got the update kits for the internationals. If you want one, you need one. Free shipping in the U.S. If you're overseas, I'm going to do you a solid. You just pay the exact price of the shipping to get it to you. So, call. If you need any parts, I got lots of used parts for John Deere and International. Got a lot of John Deere parts balers right now. So if you need pickup teeth, pickup bands. I have the pre-bent pickup teeth. They're still on sale, $4.25 a piece. For the pre-bent teeth, they're the ones that got the little bends in them. So 14 teeth, 24s, I don't care what it is, even the John Deere balers. You ever bale second cut and it keeps kicking the hay forward, makes like a mini round bale and pulls it in, or you get that beautiful light hay and it rakes it out the side of the pickup out at each side, so you get these two little tiny windrows. If you want to stop that. I have the teeth to do it. The prevents. I don't roll them like some people up north from me in New York do. I think Green Baler parts sells though. They got kind of a roll to them. No, mine are physically crimped. So when you start hitting the ground, they don't bend back straight and they don't bend over backwards. So, and mine also pick up hay better. Like I said, a lot of guys with 14 teeth. There's a couple videos down in Tennessee. We put those teeth into the Baler. The guy was able to go 2 gears faster baling with a 14 teeth and picking everything off the ground. I mean, just crowding the crap out of it, but the hay flows all the way through. Because you're not kicking it forward, it actually rolls it right in. I have the teeth for the all the way from 348 all the way back to the 14 teeth. It doesn't matter, I got teeth that fit either baler. So from the 336 to the 348, they're the same pickup teeth, guys. They never changed them. And it's kind of dumb that John Deere stuck with straight teeth when everybody else on the market, even New Holland, Heston, all of them, all got curved teeth. There's a reason why you have curved teeth, because it doesn't kick the hay forward, it pulls it in. You get better flow to the baler. I don't know if there's any more questions. No. Don't see any more comments. Remember, I'm going to be near this phone for the next half hour. If you want to talk to me in person, order parts, I'm going to be here. Remember, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the video. Hit the bell notifications because we're going to be doing some live repairs and inspection. Probably going to do one on the Super 77 I've been bailing with. I'll do a video on all the grease fittings on it. We'll grease all the fittings, show you where the hidden ones are, what to do if there's a broken grease line. So please stay tuned. We're going to do that. Like I say, probably Wednesday or Thursday, depends on how the weather cracks out here. So, you need any parts, R&S Ag Service, 607-846-5959. You guys have a great night. God bless you all. And I'll be keeping you in my prayers.